And we're live. Hello,
Live.
Buck. Hello, hello.
Hey, Janine. Hi, everyone in the chat. How are you today? Happy Easter.
Yes, happy
Or,
Easter.
or
How
happy, or
in
happy, or as some will say, Happy Resurrection Day. Because some people don't like the Easter because it's Easter. But
Oh yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
it's all to me. It's all about intentions, and we're gonna use it for good intentions. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you guys if you broke away from whatever holiday or whatever that you're doing out there. AO is with us. Want to say hi to AO and
Charlene.
I think that
And
Charlene's out there.
Charlene was in there earlier. She said she'll catch the replay tomorrow morning. She's got a
Okay.
must be busy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing a late show. This is the latest that we ever did. And so today I just basically was watching a doubleheader of the Cubs. Won one, lost one. It was the most boring game. I thought I was watching a practice. It was cold and cloudy. They were
Yeah, like
playing the
spring training.
Cleveland. Yeah, yeah, Cleveland that nobody was in it. There was nobody out there because it's Easter. You saw a
Yeah.
few trunks that were out there, but yeah, so I mean this is what we did. We had ham, you know.
Same here. It's
Yeah.
ham, green beans, and rice, yellow rice, and that was it. And then we got
Yeah.
of course, got leftovers. You know,
Yeah. Hey, Ellie Cat's out there. Ellie Cat.
Ellie.
Ellie Cat and A-O. I guess they come in alphabetically, Buck.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, who else do we have out here? All right, so I was really wanting to just kind of jump on here. There's so much that's going on with Trump, and so you can't really see this sign over here because it's somewhat out of the picture. But let's see if I do it this way here a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
you
ba-
can see.
base. I'm going to go back. Yeah, Trump said we've never been to the moon, and it's really interesting how he did this. Let me turn off these off your face. It's real interesting how he phrased this. He says, "Oh, I want to congratulate everyone. We're going to the moon. We're going to go up there. We're going to circle around, and we're going to come back down. It's never been done before."
Yeah, well, I mean, we never got pictures of the dark side of the moon, right? But they
Yeah,
do show us in movies.
yeah. Hey, we got somebody eating some cannoli cake. Oh, that's my
Oh, that's not
fave.
fair.
I
You know,
know. Share.
because Amanda was talking about. It's funny because the other day she's like, "We got to get rid of all the sugar in the house." She's trying to get be on that health kick,
Hmm.
and got to get rid of all the sugar in the house. I don't care what we do. And it's just like, then she tells me today, go to Walmart tomorrow morning and get the candy. Like, what are you doing? You just
I do
don't
the
like.
same thing to my husband all the time. I'm like, I said, I'm going to keep a diary of how much flour and sugar that I'm eating. And then all of a sudden I turn around. So with this, we went to Honey Baked, right? And we got the
Ooh,
ham and all the sides. And then they included with it, or I probably paid extra, was a triple chocolate cake.
ooh.
Oh, and
Because
I just said, I'll just try a little piece. It was the best cake.
yeah, I'm sure just a little that little piece turned into a decent sized piece. I'm sure. Yeah, anything with chocolate, Juliana is all in. So I
Oh.
didn't get unfortunately I don't have any cake or it's just right now we gotta try to finish the candy that we have in the house.
Well, last time you were on, you were talking about a carrot cake.
Ooh, yes.
So my
I
husband
did
went and made a carrot cake, and it was good.
yeah. Yeah,
No
I made it
nuts. There were no nuts in it either.
yeah, I only put it on the icing. If I usually when I make it I have the little walnut grinder and I grind it up and then I'll sprinkle it on top. But I didn't do it because when I did make it, they were like people were like, "Where are you?" What happened was I wound up falling asleep, and then I woke up and I had just the meeting. I thought the meeting was at 8 o'clock, but the meeting started at 7 to 8:30. And by the time I woke up at 7:30 and made the icing and everything, I had just got there in time. I didn't have time to sprinkle the walnuts on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were, but I did make it. They got it on time, and everything worked out.
Buck, have you seen how expensive the walnuts are? It's crazy.
Yep. I
It's,
mean, I
it's
know Amanda had bought them, and she finds the deals, and that's why we have so much darn candy because she finds, if it's on sale, she's getting it if she gets a good deal.
yeah.
So, but yeah, they are expensive. Oh, underwater
Let's
sea
see.
underwater sea cables, huh?
Oh yeah, they're threatening Iran has threatened to cut them. So these cables provide the global internet connectivity, which is so weird
Well,
because the first time I ever heard this, I never knew that that was a thing. And I've learned
yep,
a lot in the last 4
they got them all over from New York to England. You know, it goes across under the seabed. You know, across ocean. You know, so there are a lot of them that we don't know about. You know, I didn't really work on that type of equipment. You know, we dealt with more of the inland stuff, but yeah, we did sometimes have to just be careful and watch some of it to see what was going on. But we never really had any major outage with underwater sea cables.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to around to talking about this Artemis, even though, we started out with it. I've got these things are random as I find them. I save them off in there. But, yeah, so this was really interesting. I like to see so, Trump is out there saying, "You effers." It sounds like Joey G is out there, running the United States, and he's
Yeah.
swearing, and everyone's getting offended by it, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, this must be sending the libtards into
Oh
hell."
yeah, I had one friend that posted, "Oh, happy Easter" with a question mark. It's like, yeah, happy Easter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, exactly. So Trump is basically saying you have 10 days to make a deal, open up the Hamas Strait. Time is running out, and then he there's something else. Oh, this is cool. This is Greece in
nice.
for Easter.
Yeah,
So I love these old world country things. They really this is
yeah.
kind of impressive. Let's see what else we have out here. Oh, they're sending in the Marines. How many times have we always heard that it'll take the Marines to get our country back, but they're getting them ready. He says, "These men are truly weapons of war. The title Marine was never given but earned." And
Yeah.
they're running out of time.
Well, I mean, just think about it. They're able to land troops without being fired upon, unlike D-Day, right?
Hmm.
D-Day, they as soon as those drawers dropped, they were getting fired upon. I can't imagine those gentlemen had to go through, live with um, during World War II. It's just the technology that we have now. It's just look, they're just pulling up like it's nothing.
Oh my
Um,
god, they went in and they found, it was I was reading a lot about that second guy in the plane that went down. They have this technology to just go in and zoom, get in there, scoop them up, and bring them back. I don't even wanna know what they have. I mean, we're gonna find out what it is. They're not gonna tell us what it is. It's, the secret weapons, but I wanted to give a shout out to AO. She's being lazy. It's midnight there where she's at. Hey, AO.
Ayo,
I know it.
ayo, forget about it.
Yeah, yeah, let's see what else we have
But
going
yeah,
on
but the
out
fact
there.
that talking about the rescue, right? The fact that they can make a temporary airstrip, not an airstrip, but a air base to be able to, in the middle of another country, whether that's true or not, who knows? But if that is true, the fact, they set up a temporary air base to go in, scoop them up, and take them out.
Yeah.
Either we're in full control because how that tells you right there that it's either fake, right? That we're watching a movie, which most of us believe we already are, and that most of this was done with already. But yeah, the fact that they can have a temporary base in the middle of another country just shows that either it's a movie, like I said, or we're just way above their what they're capable of defending or attacking. The troops.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
know.
agree with that 100%. We're going to get back to Phyllis and talk about she makes every cake that's sugar free. And I actually found a YouTube channel and I got to try this. It's called Whisk something or other. I can't remember what it was called, but they don't use any flour or sugar for anything. It's, for the sweetness, they'll throw in apples or carrots and everything natural into it. So we're going to get back to Phyllis on this one right here. Let's see here. I think Mayday, that was a moderator for me back. She does everything keto and she swears by it. So check out the dress here. Did you happen to see this dress here? It's kind
Yeah,
of hard to. It's
it's an older picture, but yes, the fact that she has the Q
oh
on the dress.
yeah,
Hmm. Well,
yeah.
They do say follow the wise, right? And you know, she's got the Q on there. No coincidences, like it says.
Yeah. I saw Joey G is out there, and this is for you, Joey. Did POTUS give us the go order? Tuesday will be a power plant day for the bridge day, all wrapped up into one in Iran. There'll be nothing like it. Open the effing, well, you could say it. Open
The
the
fucking
effing
bridge, the straight.
straight, straight. Yeah, you crazy bastards. Oh, you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. He's been taking classes from Joey G. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, and not. I mean, people are so butthurt about being put. You know, we're tired of being politically correct. We're in the age where we look what politically correctness got us where we are now.
Yep. It's
Enough of
gotten
the
us to be doormats to everything, everybody out there. And so
yeah,
every American growing up was told, be kind, be nice, don't speak your mind, what, but that's great too to be all that. But
yeah.
yeah, but when you know you're
Well,
being
because
taken advantage,
that's what it is. They take advantage of our kindness and our empathy about other people and let them into our country for them to take advantage of us. Nope.
yeah,
And then who suffers? We, the American people, our children, possibly grandchildren, and that's why everything's the way it is right now. Where people like people younger than me can't barely afford a house. You know, so I mean,
you
some
will
people
though,
are
Buck. You're
lucky.
gonna get there. You're gonna
Yeah,
get
so
there. I'm telling you.
I believe so.
Um,
There's Joey G.
Yeah, so I guess this was attached to a Q drop here. It says enough is enough. That was a Q drop 452. I'm not a Q person, but they have it here. CONF underscore AW, whatever. Then there's numbers, owls, and this is good hunting Q. So maybe you've heard Jason Q talk about this one.
No, I didn't listen today. I was kind of busy cooking, so I had a lot of things to do. So I didn't watch if he had anything to say on this tweet. Um, and I don't really follow much of the Q jobs. We already know they're real because there's too much. There's too many coincidences and too many things that they've said that have come true. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
already
I
know.
leave that up to the people that really can explain it and talk about it more than me, and
Yeah,
I just go along with it. But yeah, so basically, enough is enough, which is a G, is missing out of that out of his message, and they're saying and then the O is also missing. So that they highlight it as go. See
yeah.
that's that kind of stuff that I won't. I don't know. It
Well,
just
it's kind of like misspellings has meanings, right? And it kind of reminds me back of the movie was the one with Nicolas Cage and when they steal the Declaration of Independence. I can't remember the movie offhand.
treasure something.
Yeah, is it Lost Treasure or whatever it is? Anyway, the
I
whole
don't.
when they have to decipher the back of the Declaration, right? That's that's what that kind of means. With the misspellings. They'll leave out a certain letter that's supposed to be there, and so I believe that probably is what is given the go order. And so yeah, of course I'm just like trying to struggle my head with the stupid movie, but anyway,
I know.
um,
It's what I know who you're talking about. It's a great movie. There was like one and two. Anybody out there that knows this movie? Nicolas Cage. It was something Treasury or something. I can't remember what it is, but it's an excellent movie. So Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Iran is on Trump's time. All hell set to break loose. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's 7 o'clock my time. So
National
we'll have
Treasures. That's what it is.
National Trevor. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good, good.
So
That's
when they're
excellent.
deciphering that Declaration of Independence, that's what So he's using the same techniques and to get the message out.
Yeah, thank you guys, Andy and Joey G out there. Yeah, thanks so much. Let's see what else we have out here. Okay, so this is him, 8 o'clock Tuesday. So, you never know. I might just pop in here and see.
You know?
Let's see what we have here also.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, this guy here. You know, it's so funny. A lot of these people are just putting all this together. We've already known it, so I don't spend a lot of time on it. We all know it's evil. It's all
yeah,
evil, and there's symbolism, and so that's great that these people are waking up. You know, I really do think it's great. And you know, he's kind of discovering this is. Did you see these guys all fly out? They
yeah,
all flew out of that
the,
balloon. It's a freaking balloon.
yeah. They flew out and still trying to figure out how they got through the firmament, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it's good to because that it's out there. Like they throw it in our face all the time, right? With the symbolism, and symbolism would be their downfall. And that was the
Yep.
best character and probably in the movie.
Oh,
You know.
Randy Quaid, right?
Mm.
Is that Randy
Yep.
Quaid? Yeah. He was ousted by Hollywood because he knew and he wasn't going to sell his soul. And now look at him. You know, they had played him off like they do all the other ones as them being these nutty people out there that's either drinking or doing drugs or whatever, and they can make them look so bad because it's Hollywood. This
Yeah.
guy is finally getting to his karma, right? I guess.
Yeah. Well, what you put out, you're gonna get back, whether it comes in right away or it takes time. You
Hmm.
know, the good thing is we didn't sell our souls, and um, but it is up to us to make this world a better place. And that's what frustrates me about the whole Facebook. You got everybody complaining about this and that, but what are you doing to make the world a better place? Nope. All you're doing is giving your stupid opinion that very little people care about. And all you're doing is dividing people instead of bringing them together, you know? And they did the
Yeah,
same
and
thing with Mel Gibson, right? When they try to get him with all the drunkenness and all that other crap because he wasn't playing by the rules.
oh
So
yeah.
we got to destroy their character.
Yeah, they set him up to and they recorded a phone call. This woman did some evil shit to him and it probably crushed him, right? He's probably in love with her and it crushed him and then that's the kind of shit that they put out there, you know, to make him look bad. Now that we know what we know, we just say, all right, if you know, we all basically can sense, you know, we all know who the good ones are.
Yeah.
Um so Kevin Sorbo is another one. He did nothing but independence. He played Hercules. So he did
Yep.
nothing but independent movies. Let me turn this thing
That's
off
why
here. Yeah.
doing independent movies because you're not willing to play by their rules and kiss their ass.
Yeah.
Chief Caviezel, another one, right?
Yeah, and then they will still try to make them look bad no matter what they do.
Yeah. It's like the
Let's
whole Nick Shirley thing, right? He's exposing all this fraud, and then you got Gavin Newsom trying. It's like,
I
oh,
think
did
he
you?
was groomed. I think he
Yeah,
was groomed for that position. That's the feeling I get. I could be wrong. Let's see. Let me
he
pull a
was.
card. Was he groomed?
Do you mean Nick Shirley was groomed?
Yeah, it's kind of like Charlie Kirk that they kind of, you know, you know,
Well,
I
they
don't
give
know how
him.
to
I
say it.
think I think they give him the tools they need to go ahead and
Yes.
pursue it, right? Because you got to
Yeah.
start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And have you seen the Nick Shirley and the big balls from Doge interview?
I don't think so.
Okay, he posted it the other day. I think it was like 2 days ago or a day ago, where they talk about the inflation and everything, and it's about a 2 hour video, but it was really really when you see young kids like that because they're only 20 like 21, 23 years old, and that's what gives me like hope that
Yeah.
we're going to be in a good place because you have young even though you have a lot of brainwashed kids in school. This the big balls from Doge. He started. He was right out of high school. Started um, with Elon Musk and Neuralink, and he said he got into it because he sees the benefit that people are struggling. Because I watched one interview where this guy had Lou Gehrig's disease, and they put a Neuralink chip in his head, and now he could telepathically to talk to the computer, and the computer talks for him without even moving his lips. He just sits there and thinks it, and the computer talks for him. Stuff like
Wow.
that is
Yeah.
is is beneficial to some people. Now, if you have no problems and you're getting a neuro, then you got to question that, right? Why are you
Right.
getting a chip in you if you're not handicapped or disabled? But he said he
Right.
got into it right out of high school to help people. And then, of course, he got into it with Elon Musk and then started with Doge. And I mean, these kids are, I mean, they're smarter than half the people on this planet, well, majority of the people on this planet, and they're young. It's
Yeah.
like, so
Well, they're kinda like we're us. They're just, we were born to question everything, and if we didn't always follow the reading, writing, arithmetic that they have in school, and they probably don't even have that anymore.
yeah,
But we always didn't, we couldn't follow their way of thinking. So then all of a sudden, politics comes up for probably Nick Shirley or whatever, and then he starts to see, and then he starts to follow, and then you start to start digging deeper. So these kids are extremely intelligent.
yeah.
It's
Well,
just not school intelligent because school intelligence will dummy you down.
that's what it is. The big boy kid said he was working for Neuralink, and then came back to school. I think it was like a summer intern thing, and he's like, it was so boring that he went up. That's when he went to go work for Doge, because he said school was just learning so boring. It's a really good interview that they had. It's on Nick Shirley's YouTube. Um,
Oh, is
right.
it?
Yeah, it's on his YouTube channel. So they talked about inflation, and it was crazy because they're like, all right, he's like, right now we're gonna start as soon as we're gonna see how fast the inflation went, right? And it was like millions within like the U.S. debt clock. Not the debt clock, but they were watching the inflation. Like a couple of hours, it was like a couple $1 million. It's like holy, and they talked about what causes, Big Balls was talking about, um, a lot of the inflation and what he sees, causing it and stuff like that while he was in Doge and all this stupid crap they were spending money on. But yeah, when you watch kids like that and doing the work and putting in the work, because that's what it's all about, right? Putting in the work. You're not going to get anything out if you don't put the work in. And then, um, but it's good to see young kids like that getting involved in, because that's what happened. That's why we're in this mess because you know, we didn't, we got in school, right? They don't teach you to question, right? The teacher, or the teacher's going to be like, oh, this is what the book says, right? And we all know who created this, Department of Education, Rockefeller, right?
You're supposed to sit there and listen and absorb.
Yep.
And I got in trouble one time for asking questions, and I learned that very early on. And I mean,
Mhm.
at that time, they used to use these things to hit children with, and I was threatened with it, and I was so confused. I
Yeah.
was like, I wanted clarity, and you can't raise your hand and ask a question. So
Consider the fact that you're asked for a very limited amount of time, and you got what 20 or so students. Not everybody's, like that's why I was never good in school because it's like those shit don't make sense, And then
mhm,
it's like and then it's all about, most of the tests are all about memory, what you can memorize.
right.
Nothing about critical thinking, nothing about thinking outside the box. Just read this, remember this. This is on the test.
And they do this shit on purpose, especially with math too. The math doesn't add up. None of it adds up. 0 times 1 is what? It's just
Yeah,
kinda,
two and
you
two,
know
2 plus 2 is 3. But
yeah,
and half the stuff that they, it's like when especially when Juliana was home from school and we had home, the math they teach these kids is like, holy crap! Why they did a 2-minute problem turns into a 10-minute problem because they want you to go,
yeah.
and
They're
then I get
they're
used, and then yeah,
I don't know how they even come up with it. I mean, how do they even come up with the way to teach them that shit? So I remember once when my nephew was little and he was kind of struggling with math. He's great at it now, but I taught him the way that I was taught. The teacher uh, laughed at him and said, "Where did you get that from?" He says, "My aunt taught it to me." The answer was right, but it wasn't the way that she taught it, so it was incorrect.
yeah, it was
And,
incorrect. And if you don't do it on the paper, they think you cheat.
yeah, yeah,
I used to be able to do math in my head half the time, and it's like, okay, this is the answer. And it's like, because that's one thing I was good at was pretty much math. But yeah, it's like if you don't write it down, Nope, it's not good enough, even though you're right.
Yeah, yeah,
Bullshit.
exactly. So they brought this guy home. Happy Easter to him. His car. He was the guy that I think it was the second one, right? He came.
Well,
He came
I
home at
think,
2 in the morning. I actually woke up, looked at my phone, and I think that's when they got him home.
well, the only thing I
Um,
question, I do question that right there, if that is the guy, because what U.S. Army flies an Iron Eagle F-15?
Good point. Anybody
It's either
know?
going to be Navy, most likely Navy, or Air Force. I don't know if
Anybody know?
Army has F-15s.
Yeah,
So that
I
right
don't
there,
know.
is that the guy?
This is it says the second F-15E crew member has been rescued after an intense firefight inside Iran. Both airmen are now safe, making the end of one of the most daring combat rescue missions in decades. They brought him home.
Now he could be, because he is a weapons officer. He could be, but um, I just,
I don't
I
know
just
that. I don't
I
know
just
this.
did use Gemini right at the moment, real quick, and it says no. The Army does not have F-15s. The F-15s is operated from the U.S. Air Force.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
F,
So that's
it wasn't a 15E Strike Eagle, so it has multiple roles. It says, but um, I mean,
that's a good point. I mean, they're playing out the movie here at this point, Buck.
I think so.
I just want, there's so much stuff out here about this guy here that it's just piling up and piling up. It's just like just make it accountable. And whether they say that he takes off back for his own country, which and there was something really interesting about this guy here too. They found his social security number that was given to a guy that had died like in 1930, and so then they tied back that social security number back to Hawaii, where his grandmother worked in social security offices, and she's the one that set him up to make him as an American. But in the no, the social security number was like 046, which is tied to Connecticut. And so from the beginning, and if you guys ever recall, when he first became president, he was sworn in, his grandmother supposedly died. It was like that week before.
Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of when that lady who gave him the birth certificate also died in a plane accident.
Yeah,
What a coincidence that is.
yeah, yeah. So, let's see here. I don't want to go too much into this war here because a lot of it is a movie, like you said, and
I mean, I guess we're going to see
oh,
what.
this is interesting. So, the U.S. just deployed a soft kill electronic warfare in Iran. No bullets, no bombs, total destruction. Americans just revealed a capability that most people don't even know exists. Electronic warfare system mounted on the Black Hawk that can shut down an entire battlefield without firing a single round. What soft kill does, the soft kill is the name of it. That's the process. So it shuts down all the enemy's communications instantly, disables drones midair, and they fall from the sky like dead birds. Directed energy blinds even senses the radar targeting system in range, collapses the entire command network in seconds. No gunfire, no explosion, just silence. I don't know, Buck. We're there.
I
Who
mean,
out there believes this?
the thing is, we there's so much out there that we don't know about, right? Um, of the technology, so I wouldn't surprise me. Um, so yeah, so I don't know. I mean that's what it looks like they supposedly used in Venezuela, right? That's what it looks like they're showing us there.
Yeah. So this is it says the U.S. just deployed this weapon. It's classified for it was classified for another decade. Why did they? This is coming from Paul White, Gold Eagle. He's the one he put it out on April 4th, which was yesterday. So interesting if this is even true. I don't know. What else do we have out here? This stunning drone light show depicting Jesus on the cross and the crucifixion. It was created by part of the Jesus Holy Week event. Um, that's kind of cool that the drones can do that.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, I mean they had Project Blue Beam, right? But yeah, to see drones do that, I know. I mean, that's got to be a lot of drones, though, right? To be able to have like the depictions of how that is, because I seen drones too, like when I go to Dollywood for usually for when Juliana, they've had nice drone light show, but nothing like that.
Yeah, this is interesting. Um, Supposedly, I also read too. I don't know if I'm going to come across that story or not. China is making a data center in the ocean, and I said that to my husband. He goes, "Won't it get wet?" But they have like these huge tubes down there, and they've got all the equipment in all these different tubes and stuff. And of course, they're using the water from the ocean and stuff like that. I don't know if that's a true story or not.
I wouldn't be surprised because it does need a lot of water. Data centers, right?
Right?
Um, I do remember that I was seeing something about Japan being able to use something with water, and I forgot what it was. With some type of energy, free energy or whatever it is. But it's like funny. I always going through my phone, scrolling through stupid content, and I always find these stories about this high school kid developing water filters that take out the microplastics out of the stuff. It's like we've already had this stuff.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
clean
Yeah.
water, the clean energy. You know, so it's just
So we invested in this reverse osmosis that you don't hook up to your sink. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't that well. It wasn't cheap. So about $700, I think it was, and it is the best tasting water that I've ever had. And so it holds about a gallon of water. You can get hot and cold out of it. I don't drink anything but water, and every now and then I'll want orange juice, maybe once or twice a week. I also don't drink coffee anymore because I switched over to chai tea. But let me tell you, once you start tasting really good water, you don't want any of that other crap. It's cleaning out my whole body.
that's what it is. Japan had opened its first osmosis power plant in southwestern India of Fukuoka. It's only the second power plant of its type in the world. It is expected to generate 880,000 kilowatts an hour of electricity each year. So
Jeez.
they're using osmosis to provide electricity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of
We-
there's a lot of technology coming out that we're gonna have a lot more cleaner energy. It's just you know um, it's gonna take
Oh
time for
well,
them to release
did
it.
you hear about the announcement that RFK Jr. made about the microplastics?
No,
It was a really bad, so Fox News had it on there, and they were in this huge room. I don't know where they were at, but everything echoed. And I keep waiting for the CC to come up there because I wanted to hear them. But now they're moving forward with the FDA, and they're going to start to let everybody. Well, there's so much microplasms, particles in us that they had to do something. So hopefully they'll start pulling the plastic from everything that they sell and stop
yeah,
drinking out of water
this
bottles.
this is what I was trying to tell you. If you can read that, high school
Uh,
student. Is it backwards?
Yeah, you have to read it to us.
Okay. It's a high school student invented a filter that eliminates 96% of plastics from drinking water. Virginia teenager Mia Heller filtration system harnesses the power of ferrofluid, a magnetic oil that binds the microplastics in flowing water. So this is a high school student. And it said it was just a few years ago, she came across an article in a local newspaper about the water quality in her neighborhood in Warrenton, Virginia. So if a high school student, so that's what I'm talking about with these, because we know a lot of people, a lot of the energies are coming in are these kids are coming in with that extra strand of DNA. So I believe, it's like that whole analogy, like right where, well, when we grow up, it's like respect your elders, keep quiet, and don't say anything. Well, now these kids are coming in so much smarter. They're developing all this stuff. that we're going to be using in the future. I mean, yes, all some of it has already been out, right? We already know if you look at um, any patents, right? You'll be able to tell what we already have and what everything's capable of doing. But the fact that they're releasing it and putting it in articles just tells you that we might be closer than we think
Yeah.
of, stuff being
Oh, yeah.
released.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. These kids that are going to be growing up and running this world, they don't drink. I don't know if they smoke. They vape. I wish they'd get rid of
They do,
that thing.
they
But
do vape a lot.
alcohol is down a
Yeah,
lot. There's this thing being played out right here. Being a software engineer in 2026, this is basically, as I started to play this earlier, is all these people standing in line waiting for one
yeah.
job, and it's a job fair. They don't need these software engineers because who's going to be running it? I think you've got to be smart enough to know how to work with AI and tell
Yep.
AI what to do.
I
That's not a
watched
software engineer.
I watched the YouTube. I watched this guy on YouTube, and he always posts like clips, and he gives his perspective on it. He had a woman on, right, that talked about she was making 250,000 a year as a software engineer, and she just got laid off with 300 other thousand people because software engineers are going to be out there. You know,
And that was a
that's the
big
only
thing from when I went to school.
that's the only thing that's kind of scares me a little bit with the whole AI because uh, have a steady income, right, or what we already know it, right, with some of the you know possibly money coming back, right, for our birth certificate, because a lot of our jobs are going to be taken over by AI. Let's just face it, nothing we can do about it. AI, I believe, is going to, we it's all about intentions, right? We can use AI for good. I still only use it for questions, right? Instead of using Google or Bray, I like to use AI for questions and search like that. I still haven't gotten the whole AI thing as far as but I mean, it's just a tool, right? And we can use it for good as long as we get rid of all the negative energy. That's. But I believe that Earth is changing, right? We're going to be in a positive atmosphere or universe or whatever you want to call it, where we're not going to have whether we split, right, the timeline split and we go one way and the bad people go another way. So yeah, that's the only thing that scares me with the AI is if when people do get laid off, what new jobs is going to be out there for people to work? You know,
Well, I've been watching a lot of what is it, Fox Business out there, Maria Bartiromo, and that's all that they're talking about is that everyone's going to be trained on it, so that's a good thing.
yeah,
It was like when I first started getting into the newer software, everybody went to school to be a software engineer. Then SAP came from Germany and came in and they called it SAP America. Nobody even knew what it was. I jumped on it. I
yeah,
jumped on it right away and they sent me to training, whatever company I was with, they sent me to training to learn all this stuff. They have to teach who's ever willing to
to
work.
learn, yeah.
And so it's all coming here, but, this is so
Speaking of,
India seriously tried passing this off as their moon landing. To be honest, does it get any faker than that? India is landed on the moon. Oh,
wow, look at that. I mean, look how nice and fake that looks.
so basically, there's person there is saying they're approaching and they're speaking in an Indian voice, and these are all the people. They've now become the fourth country to land a spaceship on the moon. They're
I mean,
making
that looks.
fun. They are making
Oh my
fun.
gosh, yeah. That's it's like, man. I mean, even if they did speak English, you still wouldn't be able to understand what the heck they're saying. That's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
pro-
They
that's one of the problems I have with these job interviews. I can barely understand what the heck they're saying. It's like, oh man.
You could
And then,
always
and
ask
then
them to slow down because they speak very fast, and then when you're younger, you always talk faster anyway. So, I think it was Destin Deplorable actually told me about this. Her son, and this is probably a few years back. They were bringing in all the Indian teachers into our country to teach the kids, and her son was, "Mom, I don't want to go to this class. I don't like this teacher. I don't understand what she is saying," and
yeah,
so Destin goes in there and talks to him and says, "You've got to slow it down. These kids have no clue in what you are even saying."
Yeah. Yep. That's the only issue that I have. But most of these people that call me, like, as far as their recruiters, are mostly Indian. And it's like, and then you feel bad asking them, can you repeat it? But it is what it is, right? I mean, they've outsourced a lot of our work. Hopefully, the tariffs are going to bring a lot of the industry back, which it looks like they're starting, right? I mean, you sent me that link earlier about the aluminum.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and that's what one of the things that Nick Shirley and I think his name, the big boss, his name is Eddie. I think his name is Eddie. So, and they were talking about that as far as tariffs bringing the money back, but we still need
Yeah.
to curb the spending, because our spending is what's out of control because we're just paying off the interest of the money that we owe other
Oh
countries.
yeah. Oh yeah. So there's been a lot of controversy. I'm going to switch over back to Hollywood bullshit here for a second with Theo Von and Joe Rogan. I don't know if you saw this. I saw a few things. I actually popped out there to listen to it. Apparently, Joe Rogan, and people are saying he's got a handler and he's trying to embarrass Theo Von, who's basically very intelligent, even though he's got a Louisiana accent, doesn't mean bullshit. But yeah, he kept shutting him down throughout the interview. So Rogan usually gets 20 million people that watch him. 6,000 people said, "What the fuck is wrong with Rogan?" So that's coming out now. And I always thought, I always will like you until I have a reason not to like you. And
Yeah,
even though Theo is basically just, he was saying how what we say about the government,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. He's got, whether we believe, whether we everyone that's on has sponsors, and whether you have 20 million followers or not, somebody's paying that salary for you to be on the air.
Yeah,
And whether you like it or not, you got to do what your stockholders want you to do.
yeah.
And
Well, Rogan is a big Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens, and not Rogan. Theo is, and
yeah,
Rogan is not. Actually, I saw the last interview I saw was about a month ago when he was on there, and I said, "Man, if I was Theo, I would not go back on Rogan." He was talking to him like he was a child, putting him
yeah,
down, and then sure as shit, he even did it even worse this time around, just trying to make him look bad. Well, I think it finally backfired. Like all the left brain people are. Everyone always said
loving it.
Rogan Rogan was in Hollywood, right? He was on that
Yeah,
one show, right? And when he had hair back in the day. And so you're not going to tell me he didn't get a handler somewhere along the line? I think he did.
yeah. There's a lot of questionable photos and even clothes that Joe used to wear that you question. It's a little questionable as far as this video. Of course, like the left, the one eye and symbolism.
Yeah.
So that he has that out there too. So I'm sure. Um, I still believe that most of these people have been talked to in a certain way, saying you're going to play ball. We have this dirt on you, and you better play ball a little bit. But there's still, I don't anybody would have been following. I said this earlier. I question anybody would have been following, and it
Yeah, they
hasn't
can't.
been deplatformed. Yeah, you got
Um,
deplatformed. There's plenty of other people that don't have the following that been deplatformed that these people have. It's still, you know, never got kicked off of anything.
this is real interesting here, Buck. It's a matter of perspective. We always think that what we see is correct. And we just kind of play this without any sound here. And this guy, he looked like his head is floating. So there's something
Mm-hmm.
with this pool that they separated the body, right? This guy looks
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't have a leg. And so when he gets to the top, he actually puts his leg down because he had it bent up. These are things that, people think they're seeing something and it's their truth, and it's not.
Yeah,
There's
because
always
different.
illusions.
Yeah, it's an illusion or a different perspective from the side. Because everyone's going to see something different, right? It's like the Chris, like the little disco ball, right? Some see
Yeah.
white, some people see purple, some people see pink. Side of the crystal ball, the crystal. Well, not that's not. I just dropped it. But anyway, people are going to see different colors, and
Yeah.
it's no different than sidewalk paint. You know those sidewalk paint that people paint on the sidewalk. Like that, I think that's probably
Mhm.
one of them right there. That make you think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they're walking on a friggin' wall and they're actually walking on the floor.
Yeah, there are dogs out there that think that they're gonna fall into a hole, and they won't go because dogs are basically, are almost human
Did
as
I
far
ever
as
send
I'm
you that?
concerned.
Did I ever send you that video? The dog walking on the stairs on the ladder.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that one.
That's
I just
crazy.
saw it.
Guys on
It
the
is.
roof, and his dog is on the roof, and he's like, "How'd you get up there?" And he plays the video. The dog actually walked up the ladder to get to the roof,
Yeah, he just doom, 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 doom.
like
They're
a real
not stupid,
person.
I'm telling you. There's some
Yeah,
of them are smarter than people, but
no, they are
yeah,
smart. Like that person right there. I
yeah,
mean,
it
ugh,
the title of this is "One Shot Won't Hurt."
yeah.
Whee!
Look at
Do
the
you know how many times when we lived on the lake that we saw a golf cart in the lake? Because everybody had a golf cart because of the terrain, with the
yeah.
slopes and everything. We had one, and I remember one time we were going by, and I go, "Oh my god, that one house on the end there, the kids drove the golf cart right in." I'm like, "Oh, let's get up there and see it." And my husband's like, "No, don't do that. You'll embarrass them."
But
He's like,
no,
"Go the other
son,
way," and I'm like,
they got to learn their
"Oh."
lesson, right? The only way they learn the
Yeah,
lesson is by being embarrassed.
yeah, you could tow those things out, but they are heavy. I got pinned by one by my house, and because we're like on a slope,
Yeah.
and I got off of it and to open up a gate, and it rolled back and it pinned me up against the fence. I was screaming for my husband because those things are not light, those golf carts.
No.
And my husband does not run. I've never seen him run, and he ran to me to help me. And he's just
Yeah.
like, "What did you do?" Oh. All right. Yeah. So basically, now the new thing is drone delivery systems. I don't know if you've seen this by your house or not, but it's deployed by Walmart. Has anybody seen this? There's a guy holding the camera. Well, I don't know what they're saying here. Uh, this is from New World Order. This is all coming out from them. So they come and they. Let me see if I could play this here.
Well, I mean, they already do that in prisons right now.
Do they?
There've been like 3 arrests in South Carolina by people using drones to go over the security fences and drop goodies in the prison yard. So technically, it's not Walmart; it's other people doing it. But still, yeah, they've been
Yeah.
using drones to deliver some stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, stop. I mean, I wouldn't care if a drone is giving me food as long as you're giving me the right food and it's warm. But then again,
Yeah.
Amanda had ordered 2 things from Walmart the other day, and she only got one thing. There was supposed to be 2 things, and they supposed you got and with Walmart, you're supposed to scan the items, then take a picture on the doorstep and leave.
Yep.
And she only got one item, no picture on the doorstep. So somebody must it was pans. So somebody took the pan. So she had to go through customer service, blah blah blah, and we get refunded. But still, it's the whole point of some people you can't trust to do deliveries. I trust more of a drone giving me the right items than some person that you don't know who's gonna if they're gonna take it or not.
Yeah. My husband always says that too. We don't order anything. We go in there, we pick our own food. You don't know what you're going to get, but if
Yeah,
it's something over the counter in a sealed, whatever, that I might do that. I've never done it though. So
yeah.
this is I don't know if you've heard that it was all over social media. The far left was trying to say that Trump was dying in the hospital all weekend because he closed the doors to the White House. He wasn't going to do any interviews or nothing. So they jumped on that like, flies on shit. Now they're saying speculation is rising that Joe Biden is at Walter Reed Medical Center. So this came out yesterday. I haven't seen anything else, but I don't know if it's just somebody retaliating.
Nah, he's already worm food.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the whole
he
Trump thing,
is.
you don't think Trump was closing to get to work behind the scenes to get that second pilot out? Come on.
That's exactly what he was
What do you think he
doing, and he
closed the
even
doors
said
for? It's like, okay, we got to get bring it because you don't know if that pilot, the second pilot, weapons officer got arrested, got caught. It's not going to look
yeah,
good. So okay, we're gonna shut everything down. We're gonna make sure we get this man out of there so they don't have their proxy to parade this guy out. So no, that's why I believe he closed, closed all the thing. We got to make sure there's no man left behind, right?
Exactly, exactly. So let's see here. We're just going to talk about a couple of other things. He seems I'll seem to be repeating. Just a lot of people out there. Just this was our pink moon rise in
Ooh,
Libra, which is interesting. I saw this same picture in a movie, and I'm not shitting you. It was an older movie. This is a scene that they use in Hollywood, and I thought, what the f is this? I just happened to see the movie, and then I saw this. I'm like, come on.
that just looks so fake. Look how big that moon. Then I've seen big moons before, right? But never, that thing looks like it's behind the mountain.
Oh, there's something out there where they're actually showing the Artemis halfway to the moon, and there was little picture of the moon, and then the guy goes, "And here's my moon," and it's a great big, it's a great big picture of the moon that was closer to Earth. I'm like, okay, is anybody getting this?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's see here. BlackRock owns all the meat packers.
yep.
And that's what he's basically saying. I think a lot of people know that. All right, that's all I have here is this kind of stuff, and this is more about the cats purring at a certain
Yeah.
frequency, which makes us feel really good. So I'm done with that. Buck, you got any other questions, or if you want to ask any questions of the cards, or if anybody else has something that they're struggling with, I'll give you my interpretation of a
Ooh.
reading.
Yeah, is anybody interested? I don't know anybody.
I'm not seeing any new stuff out here. Maybe did we lose anyone? Is everyone out there?
No, they're out there because I do see there's people on YouTube. I haven't looked at Rumble because I got to get my other phone out.
Let's see.
Has any questions or wants a card pull or
Yeah, I see last thing there. Let me jump over to Rumble, see what we
there's people
got.
on Rumble, but it won't open up for some reason.
Yeah, supposed to get all of them pulled together. So, yeah, I just thought I would do this very quickly here. I don't know. The weather is getting warmer here. I don't know what I'm going to be doing during the week, but yeah, it's good to kind of talk about stuff that's actually going out there. As far as the wealth, have you heard of anything about monies? Um,
Not yet, not really. As far as I mean, silver's still kind of low. You know, it looks like Ali got a question.
all right, let's see what you got here. I want to show this first. Just this is for Buck.
Ooh.
Buck, this is this came out about 6 hours ago. A massive victory for President Trump and the tariff policies. An aluminum plant in South Carolina, and you said it's not near you, though. That's the sad part.
Yeah, it's
And
close in, which is about three. It's probably about 3 hours away from me. That it's in.
I would uproot and move because it
I
says
would.
there's a surge in jobs. Americans that pay $125,000 a year.
Yeah, yeah. They're over. Yeah, they're. Sorry, I just was texting somebody.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, they're over in Goose Creek, and they're it's a bit outside of Charleston, I believe, but still, with that salary, I don't know what they're looking for though. But I did look it up, and they only have a few jobs at the moment that I looked at. They're hiring for, um, but
Yeah, keep them bookmarked, but keep checking
yeah,
on that.
I
Yeah.
there was a few things that I've have possible opportunities. One is becoming a fiber splicer. Where you melt the glass if it's broken, and they're actually willing to train me. So that's a possibility. And then I got another. I talked to a guy on Friday about a possible job, similar to what I think similar to what I was doing. Work from home. It's for charter communications, and make good money. And the guy said the benefits are probably one of the best benefits. So um, I guess if I do have a question, um, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
get to Allie's right now, and then
Yeah,
I'll let you. put that together. Maybe you could put it in the chat, Buck.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let's see here. So, Alley Cat is out there, Creation 211. She has her own YouTube channel if anybody is interested in watching her. Alley Cat, just to let you know, I'm going to start doing paint by numbers because I've never been able to paint. And also too is that we need something to do. It's so funny. I said I never thought I'd be doing this, and so my husband said to me, "You're a little bit ADD for paint by numbers." I said I'm going to try it. We'll see how far we get. Something very easy. So, Alley Cat is very creative. Just the reason why I'm putting saying that to you guys. All right, so I see Pop-O-Matic also has one, and Alley Cat has one, and Aid 70. Let me just star these off. I've got three of them right now. And AO, if you have anything you want to ask, please do. So the first one is in structural design, a good career pivot. And this is Allie Cat coming in with this one. Allie, you've been thinking a lot about this, a lot. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. And so the first card that comes up is yes. So it's almost like it'll be I can't get too close to this, but this is a seven of keys, which basically means these are near and dears. There's seven reasons for you to do this, and it's ascent, which means you'll be on the top of this if you do this career move now. And it looks very very good. It'll be a new beginning, a new birthing for you if you decide to move along with this. And behind that is a number four, which basically is telling me you're going to be very structured, probably very grounded with it, and I think that's fantastic. The only thing that I'm actually seeing here is Ellie. There might just be an instructor that you might struggle with a little bit, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing. So that's it's probably a male instructor. So you might probably need to ask a lot of questions or do a lot more writing at that time. So what number is that that's coming across on that? That's the only thing that I see with it. And yeah, it's gonna be quite different, but you're gonna be able to build a lot of different um, um, it's more instructional design could be for any particular area, but it's very how do I put this? You go through the class, you learn it with a lot of other people, but when it really comes down to doing the work, it's your creativity, and you're going to be awesome in it. That's what I'm seeing here, and yeah. It's not that it is aligned with you, and don't think that it's not aligned with you. There's some sort of belief system, you're going to be very good at it. Actually, I want to say that it's almost as like this is your thing, honey. Get out there and grab it if you can. I
Do
hope
it.
that helped you out.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Do it.
Oh yeah, she's on and development.
What
Don't
was
just do
that?
free courses on learning and development, but just don't go to the clowering center, okay? My little
Oh,
jab.
I see it. I see it right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Let me just show that up there on the screen. Let's see here. Scott Pace tells me, do the painting, Janine. You'll do great. Thank you. My husband's going to do it too. I found one a little bit more difficult for him, but mine's going to be very simple. I just want to see it. I found some when my mother retired. I found some of her paintings, and I was shocked that she sat down to do them too. So, all you people out there, paint by numbers. Wait till you retire. um,
No, you can do it now.
a
You don't have to retire to do it.
yeah. Yeah, Buck, they're saying that you're rubber banding, so maybe it's your internet. I don't know. All right, what's the next one I have up here? Somebody was asking, is Trump? There's something about Trump.
Trump alive?
Okay, who is that was asking that? I like to get the
Pop-O-Matic.
Pop-O-Matic. Oh yeah, I remember hearing that name. That name's been around for a long time. Pop-O-Matic. All right, is Trump still alive? Let's see what I get. The first thing that I get here. Well, Archangel Raphael is in the shadow of this, and it's infinity. So, however you want to think about the infinity, which basically means, let me just pull one more to see to accompany it. Hmm. One more. Got all eights on this. This is unbelievable. So I would have to say, yes, he is spiritually, figuratively, and he is definitely um, based on what I'm actually seeing here. The he's kind of following like what Ellie Cat was actually asking. He's rebuilding the industries, and um, you're going to be seeing him a lot more. It's almost like he's moving very rapidly through things right now. So that's what I have. I hope that answered your question. I do feel like he's still with us. So, and it's an infinity, which might mean that he may never go away.
Well, technically, we don't die, right? So,
Exactly.
just
All
saying.
right. I hope that helped him out. There was another one. Do more cabinets firing? Any more cabinets firing? That's from is it ADE 70? Rizzo, go on out. Go with Daddy. Sorry, my husband's trying to get the dogs to go out. All right, let's see here. I'm going to do that one. Uh, any more cabinet firing? Actually, if I can just say this, and this is just me being observant of everything, there's no firing. He's repositioning. They're chess moves. He's bringing in other people that'll be a little bit more powerful under those positions. It's kind of like placeholders, you guys. All right.
Yep.
So the first thing that I actually see is, yeah, spirit is basically is coming in a little more chaos. It's that's coming up with this, and as you know, that everything this is a spiritual war, and there's going to probably be wow, the eights tonight are unbelievable.
Nice.
Um, Yeah, so it's a matter of more time. So, but in from a spiritual perspective, and this is kind of like how they're giving it to me. Yeah, there's going to be more moves, if you will. So some of the people will be gone, and just hang in there because they're saying it's there's a six that comes along with that. Let me see here. Some of the people are not even going to be able to see these moves, if you will. Some of the people aren't going to see the cabinet firing, and we don't unless you are really paying attention to a lot of the details that are happening out there. You don't see these people anymore, the ones that have been out there. You're not seeing them, so that is your cue to let you know that they're gone or they've been replaced or
Yeah.
somebody else is stepping in.
Yep. Have they been posting recently, or have they been doing interviews? Not really. I
I don't
mean,
follow any politicians anywhere.
me
It's
neither.
just a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, okay, AO says there's okay, Ellie cat. I want to make sure that Buck, did you put your question in there?
No, I didn't.
Okay, before I go on, let's just see here.
I don't think I have a
Uh,
question. I think I kind of
okay, I'll do AO in a minute, but what is your question, Buck?
do AO because I don't know any. I don't know. I mean, my
Okay.
questions always are related to around the job situation, but I don't want to keep asking about my job. I know it'll happen when it happens. So
My gut feeling with that book is that there's, like I said, there's always going to be something else that's going to come along. And so
yeah,
you're opening your mind, you're opening up your world, you're seeing things that are changing. And it's almost like you being an Aquarian. It's like, how do I jump on this bandwagon? How am I going to get there?
yeah,
Am I capable of getting there? But the more that you actually put this stuff out there, the more that you're in the energy of the new stuff, the new fields that are coming in, you're going to find something. And it's just going to, it's the universe just opening this up to you. And sometimes when we try to figure out how, that's what gets us in trouble. Just know that let's just say you see something like I showed you today, that all these jobs are going to South Carolina for this aluminum, and aluminum's down here too. And it's just more and more factories are opening up. It doesn't matter, all you have to do is maybe go in there, talk to somebody, put out an application or a resume, whatever it is that you do, maybe not even go in there, put it online. Somebody's going to see it and say, hey, we can get him to learn this. Just keep plugging,
Mhm.
plugging, plugging.
Keep chugging
All
along.
right. So that, yeah, yeah, that's
Train.
right. Keep churning. Keep
Yep.
making the butter. Let's see here. AO says, hi, Janine. I'm not really. I'm still in limbo on where she wants to live. So last time we talked to her, it was about her moving. And let me just see what the energy is around. It doesn't mean that I'm going to give her an answer. I just want to see what is going on with her. If I could do that, AO, I hope you appreciate that. And this is for AO. So the balance. She's just not feeling balanced right now. And I see the seven of all the forces, it's like she's got too much going on. And AO, I know how spiritual you are. I know how grounded, and you know how to get grounded and all that. I don't have to tell you anything. But what I will tell you is that if you could see that where you're out of balance, and only you know that, just try to shift your energy a little bit more. All right, I'm just going to do one card for her. Anybody else struggling with anything? I'm kind of scroll down here. Popomatic says Buck. That's been said for years. I'm here to reshape Oh, Ellie Cat says I'm here to reshape the education. Good for you, and God bless you on doing that, because I know it's needed, and if I was 20 years younger, I'd be out there with you, Ellie. I really would. Um, Somebody's saying, Allie, I could see you doing that. You'll be great at it. She will be great at it. But just remember, Allie, sometimes when there's strong energies coming, especially from a male, you have to find a new way to be creative with that. That's all that I'm saying. Because you are a strong energy, and she knows what I'm talking about. Um, oh, okay. Popomatic was asking about that question. Somebody else was saying it. Been very tired, so yes, thanks. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you guys, when we're really tired, is that we're wearing ourselves down, and then you get ill, and like me, right? And we have to find new outlets. And if we're kind of stuck sometimes, what is the first thing that you have to do? Is you got to get up and you got to move your energies. And the answers are may not come to us. It doesn't matter. Um, Ellie Cat says, "Oh, I do. LOL." All right, so that's all I have. Nobody else has any questions. We got Rumble out there. We got Facebook out there. We have got YouTube out there. YouTube's kind of quiet tonight, but Scott, you got any questions on anything? I'd be glad to help you out. And I think that's everything. Can you hear
Yeah.
all that noise, Buck?
Yes, I do. What is he doing now?
He's doing dishes. Jesus.
Just wait, be happy though. He's doing dishes.
I don't. Yeah, he's probably sitting there going, "What the hell? She didn't do the dishes. We had a good dinner."
Yeah, right. I mean, well, who cooked, right?
I,
So,
I got comfortable. I watched 2 games of baseball, and I'm
yeah,
talking to the TV, and I'm like, "Paul, I need to be there. I got to go help the Cubs out. I need to be a coach."
yeah,
Sorry about that, you guys. Husby, and let me just turn down my little sound here. Maybe won't sound as bad. All right, let's see here. Scott says no questions on anything. All right, so that's all that I have. Buck, do you have anything else?
no, I don't. I just living in the moment, and I'll wait to worry later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if anybody else has a last minute question, I'd be glad to help you out. Let's see what else we have going on here with the weather. I want to just kind of talk about that. Yeah, so there's people out there that are starting to find out there's straight central casting on this stupid I don't know, astronauts that are going on. Um,
Yeah,
I think I would like to ask a question about the mainstream media. I know that a lot of it has been taken over, but there's still a lot that the people. Oh, here's one out here. So we've got speaking of the weather, we've got a lady out there. She's doing the weather, and I don't know which channel this is for, but She says, "We've got a lot of things that are happening today, but if they don't change the atmosphere, then we are primed for severe weather tonight." She knows what's going on. She's basically just said it out loud, and everyone's like, "What did she just say?" She's
Mhm.
basically saying if they change the atmosphere, she knows that the people out there are capable of doing that.
Yep.
Let's see what we have here. One other one. It says questions about the weather in Hawaii. We are told there is another storm coming Wednesday and Friday. Will there be flooding again? I hope not, but let's just see what I can pull on that. It's so bad. Um, let's see here. We haven't we had rain for the first time I think in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. It rained today too. It's been a while since we have had rain.
All right, let's just see what's going to happen. Lisa Davis says the weather in Hawaii. I always get her mixed up with somebody else that lives in South Carolina. I
Yeah,
always
me.
do that. I always pick two people and confuse them. No, not you. It's wagon Dragon Wings is in
Dragon.
South
Okay.
Carolina. All right. All right, AO, thank you so much. I love you too. All right. So the question is of the weather in Hawaii. Well, what this news lady is basically saying, if they don't change the atmosphere, I'm seeing a lot more water coming there. Um, yeah, it's gonna be. Um, it's not gonna be as bad, but I do see a lot more water coming or rushing. So if the terrain there in Hawaii, I don't know what island that you're on, Lisa, I can't recall. But I think that the way that the water is gonna be coming down, I think it's only gonna be on one side of the island, if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm seeing right now. And unfortunately, these forces, it's gonna be all off balance, whatever that I'm seeing here. There's, it's the forces, at night and during the day is what I'm getting. Let's just hope that you guys are safe. Let me know, Lisa, how that goes. I think she said, a Wednesday to Friday. So the flooding, I think, will happen, but not total whatever island that you are on. That's what I got because I pick up on her name. All right, that's all that I got, Buck. I know that you probably got to fly. I
Yeah.
appreciate you being here. This was so much
You're
fun,
welcome.
and we did a late show.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Janine. It's always a
Oh,
pleasure.
yeah, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Easter. And we'll see you guys next week.